life on the road. It's
booze, tacos, angry dwarfs, strippers waving guns,
and
fees, fights, canceled flights, running with the runs,
and
blacklists, bounce checks, great a bachelorette, drunks in the front making out for your set,
and
middle acts doing blow more, missing merch,
and
drive the rental car past another mega church,
and
juice keys, vagina fist, your cell phone is gone, one big Law and Order marathon.
Thanks for tuning in to Road Stories, everybody. I'm your host, Murray Valeriano. Part of the All Things Comedy Network. I don't want to brag. Are you part of the All Things Comedy Network?
Yes, I am
Jay Larson?
part of the All Things Comedy Network.
Okay.
And I don't think there's anything bragging about it at all. I think it's a great community to be a part of.
I said I didn't want to brag.
Yeah, no, that's
So I'm
right.
not bragging.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Sitting in with me today is comedian Jay Larson. And in the co-host seat today,
Gary Brightwell.
the one and only Gary Brightwell coming back. How you doing, buddy?
Good. It's been a while.
It has been a while since I've seen you. What's new?
Not much, man. Just off the road.
It's a strong
You're going to
name.
need to speak up, Gary. I think
Brightwell?
I think you're
Well, yeah.
going to need to speak up, Gary.
Yeah, this is the first time you and I have met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to need to speak up, Gary.
What
how
more
much
do you
louder
need
can
me to?
you
Yeah,
speak,
geez,
Maury?
I got me eating a mic.
Quiet, Jay.
Let me tell you something.
Go
Every
on.
time I've been here, there's a technical difficulty. There's always a technical
You fried
difficulty.
two
This is-
boards.
I didn't fry them. You're a piece of shit. This is the thing. You send a comedian here, try to do something that a professional does, and what do?
You should set the levels and then spot weld them, just so they're there.
I have set the levels, and then my kid gets into
Or
it
just
and
use-
starts playing with the knobs.
So does mine.
Well,
But
that's why I have that one. That broken mixer up there is the one my kid plays
why
with.
don't you just use like whiteout and put whiteout there so you know that's like where the level should be?
Yeah.
You know why I'm going to do
Or
that?
tape.
You know why I'm going to do that?
Because I said to.
Because I had a dream about this show last night. I forgot about it till just now. It was me, a girl I went to high school with named Kamala Malik.
Wow,
This is so weird.
This goes deeper than we thought.
This is so weird.
Kamala.
My dad.
God rest his soul.
No, he's with us.
He is.
But eventually that'll apply. And
At some point when someone hears this, they're
I'll
like,
tell him. I'm going to see him next week, so I'll tell him that you wish him well after he dies.
Sure.
And he's a preacher. He's fine. He's going to heaven.
Is he still preaching?
He's retired.
You retire from that?
Yeah.
He just preaches to anyone he meets.
You just stop. Is it really retired? Just like, I'm just going to stop.
Same with comedy. I feel like
It's
when
what
we're
it is.
done, no
It's
one's going to care. No one's going
No.
to throw a party and be like, "Hey, he's done."
Big retirement party.
People are going to be like, "Didn't you stop like 2 years ago?" And you're like, "Ah, Jesus Christ, kind of."
And you. So it was me, Kamala Malik, you, and my dad were sitting down to do this podcast. Gary might have been here. I don't remember. And then my dad,
Couldn't hear Gary.
Yeah.
my dad looked at the knobs and just went 0, 0, 0, 0. I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? He's like, we got to set the levels.
We
and then
just
we'll put
want
a
you to
little
hear the
notch.
Lord.
Yeah.
The Lord is the only one you should hear.
So sorry, I went off on that dream rant. I apologize.
At least he didn't go to 666.
Oh,
Come on.
What are
See
you
how I
doing?
did that?
That's
You know what?
something
You know what?
did.
You know what? My dad works at Hertz Rent a Car.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, there's no retirement plan in preachers.
You can get the insurance if you wish. For you have been mistaking my first. People are like, what is dude? You could do a whole web series on what your dad could do for work after retiring
Oh,
from being a
that's
preacher
hilarious, dude.
and the different jobs that would be fucking.
Oh, that is so funny.
I tried to do a web series of Hannibal Lecter trying to like ingratiate himself or like get back into the real world after getting out of jail. So I did one where he like tried to become like went and interviewed to be a roommate with people and then became their roommate.
Uh-huh.
And then one where he like tried to become a bartender and got a job bartending. And it was like, you know, in the roommate one, someone's like going to the bathroom and he pops up out of the tub and like, "What's the matter, Jordan? Are you looking for toilet paper but you can't escape the feelings you like?" You know, like crazy. Like he's always leaving the milk empty and shit. Like, why do you need the milk? Does it soothe your soul? Anywho.
So you've been off the road, Gare?
Yeah.
No more private jets for a while.
No.
No.
I haven't worked with Engval in over a year and a half now.
Oh, get it? Really?
Yeah.
Let me hear. Tell me about the private jet experience.
Okay. Here's the greatest thing about the private jet. When he first.
How long did you open for him?
Long time.
5 years, 4 or 5 years.
Oh,
You guys are good friends.
Yeah.
and I
we're real
heard
good friends.
he treats his people well.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, well, because you know, I think a lot of people don't know this, but like you can go open for certain guys. There were some guys, a couple guys that took care of me, and I know guys, headliners that really take care of their openers, and then other headliners that are doing really well, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, you get what you get," and that's
Yeah.
it. But I heard that Engval always took care of people.
Yeah, it was a great gig. But the first time we took the jet, it was like, we had to get the jet in Van Nuys. So I had to drive all the way to Van Nuys from Redondo Beach.
Look at this comedian's already bitching about the
come
Yeah.
on,
drive
really got to
to get
drive to
the
Van
private
Nuys?
jet.
What's wrong
But
with
literally,
John
it was
Wayne?
like
Can't
you
go to
could-
John Wayne Airport.
But it's like the plane's leaving at 12:10. I go, what time do I need to be here? He goes, 12:09.
Yeah.
That's the best part about it. There's
Yeah.
no standing in a TSA line.
And then you valet your car, right?
Sometimes they do. Yeah. Usually you can just drive right out to the car. I mean, right out to the plane, and then just give the keys to the guy, and he just.
I mean, come
It's
on.
pretty
sweet.
great.
What was the farthest you flew? Because I don't care if you're on a private jet. If it's going to Vegas, you're like,
Yeah.
you want to enjoy it.
Oh no, all the way across. To Carolinas or Florida or the greatest thing is also you do the show. Let's say you're in Peoria, Illinois. Mm-hmm. You do the show, you go straight to the airport, get on a plane, and you fly home. You're laying in bed. It's still maybe 3 a.m, but you're like, I just did a show in Peoria. Now I'm in my own bed.
It's amazing.
It's so great.
Costa told me that when he did, I think he did Vegas with Tosh, and it was the same thing. Tosh, as soon as they left, boom, out the door. Because anyone who's doing private jets have been doing it long enough to know that you don't want to be fucking hanging around.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
that's crazy.
And you just go to the next town, next city, and then somebody picks you up, takes you to the hotel, and then that way the pilots can sleep all night and they're ready for the next day.
Were you just doing one-nighters, or you guys just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You just do one night in one city, one night in that city, and then come
And
home.
how big were these audiences?
3,000?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's just sick.
It's a
What's
good-
your biggest audience?
One time I opened for Schwarzenegger College, and it was like 6,300 kids.
Wow.
That's big.
But that was the only time. After that, I think the next was a 2,000, which was like once. And then after that, like, a couple 500s there. And
I think I'm a 1,500, 1,600. That's about it.
I mean, but 3,000 on the reg. Not only that, you're going to 3,000 people that are all there intentionally.
Yeah.
Not people like, hey, should we check out comedy tonight?
Yeah, no,
These people
they're
are
all
like fans.
definitely right there. Same with when you do with Regan. It's the same thing. It's just
Oh, yeah, because you just opened for Brian Regan.
amazing.
Yeah, but he's on a tour bus. Yawn. 1 minute on a tour bus.
on a tour bus.
Near death.
But the good thing is, since you open for Regan and Ingval so much, they're there to see you too, probably. You probably pick up some fans along the way.
I don't think I do.
No?
No.
I-
But it's nice to be to be thought of in Brian Regan's world and Bill Engvall's
Oh, my
world that
God.
I am a good. They like me enough to have me on the road with them because I'm not a pain in the ass. I'm
Right.
easy to get along with. I don't
When you're
cause
clean,
waves.
too, I take
clean,
it. Because you
yeah,
can't open Brian Regan if you're not clean.
yeah,
Right.
no, exactly.
I opened for him the last club date he ever did.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And I had no idea. I was like ignorant stand up. I didn't like grow up like loving stand up or anything or knowing
Right.
much about stand up. I'd seen stand up twice before I ever did it. So when my manager called me and said, "Hey, you got booked to host for Brian Regan at Irvine next weekend," I was like, "Oh, awesome, cool." And he goes, "All right," and I'm like, "All right." And he goes, "Do you know who Brian Regan is?" Like, I think he thought I should be more excited. And I go, "No." And he goes, "Dude, you're like, this is like, wait till you see this guy." And I remember like him murdering
Yeah.
for like the straight hour, just
Right.
murdering and just being in awe.
Yeah.
100% clean. Not even damn or hell came out of his mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was just so impressed.
I call it him and Engvall do it too. It's the turbulent sea audience, especially in a club. You see it in a club where they're on a roll. They're just hammering the crowd, and the crowd is just.
Yeah.
It's just like a weird turbulent sea, heads moving, laughing. It's really amazing to watch these guys.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I can't tell my Brian Regan stories. I've told them way too many times on this show, so I'm going to pass.
Okay, pass it up.
4 years ago.
I remember going up to him though, and just like after like the first 2 nights, and be like, "Hey, can I ask you?" I was hosting, and he would just kind of like stick to himself, like just go stand by the bar. And I was just like, "Hey, can I ask you something?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Why? Why are you clean? Like, what is it?" And he goes, "Well, there's just so many other words in the dictionary that you could use instead of those words." And I was like, "Oh my God, this guy's right." And I went clean. Like, I was clean. That's why I got the gig. But like, I wasn't 100% clean. And then after that, I just went clean for like 8 years. You know?
Right.
Now I'm
Yeah.
kind of like, I mean, I'm still kind of clean, but like, I can go clean in a second. But
Well, he told me when he was on the show that he's
name
like,
drop.
I'm sorry.
Show drop.
Should they join the other names that are on the floor?
What was that?
He's like, because I asked him about it. I guess everybody asks him about it, and he's like, I don't sit down and write. I'm gonna write the cleanest joke ever.
Yeah.
You know, he's just like, that's the way I have always been when we would do stupid little sketches at home with me and my friends. It was always the goofy, weird stuff that he liked.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not intentional. That's just him.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
As far as I know, this is what he said. Go back and listen to that.
He
episode.
loves all kinds of comedy. He's like a huge Dave Attell fan.
Sure.
He loves all that. He just
I met him
prefers
through
to
Jimmy
work.
Dore.
Yeah, he prefers to work that way.
Yeah.
Jimmy Bohr.
Oh,
I heard he beats dogs. Is that true?
Brian Regan?
Yeah.
No, his wife.
of
His
course.
wife.
His wife beats dogs? Oh,
No,
he beats
he
his
beats
wife.
his wife.
Nice. That's real nice, Murray. How to drop it.
I got in trouble once though with him.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that because you don't.
I was starting to do the theaters. I mean, I worked
because
No,
you
you
didn't tell
weren't.
this on the show.
I used to open for him in the clubs too,
Mm-hmm.
but then I started doing the theaters with him. So I just thought it was same as the clubs, So I had jokes where I wasn't really super dirty, but I wasn't cursing, but I had content that was a little bit off, yeah. And then you don't realize you look down and there's like an 8-year-old sitting up front, you know. So I did this at this particular. I mean, I just did a regular show, and the weekend was over, and I didn't think anything of it. And then like 4 or 5 weeks later, I'm on another run with him, but I get a phone call before I'm leaving from his manager who's on vacation in Mexico. I'm like, oh, this guy's got to take time out of his vacation.
He's not calling to tell you about the enchiladas.
Reprimand. Yeah, and so it was basically a reprimand thing saying that some people had complained at the last show and Brian had felt like,
Now, what did you say?
And Brian and I we're good friends. He was like, no, I don't want to kick him off and not use him anymore, but he needs to know.
That's good.
And that's what it was. And I was like, oh man.
Do you remember what you said? Because I remember it wasn't that horrible. It wasn't like you were dropping F-bombs or anything like that.
No, it's just stuff that if you have a 9, 10, 12-year-old kid that might not know something, you have to explain something on the way home. It was like, Daddy, what does put out mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Daddy, what does
Even that
felching
simple.
mean?
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. So you just steer away from anything like that. So
the idea of performing for children just gives me nightmares. I can't. I hate it. I've done
See me
it.
crushing
it's
in there
horrible.
with your kid?
You were good. My
I
kid
actually wasn't crushing for the kid. I was crushing, I think, for us, and he was just like, nah.
You're actually crushing for my wife.
Yeah.
My wife was laughing.
He's like, nah, because I told him I was going to take one of his beds. I used to have a nephew, and I would always like, kids have no concept that things are owned or bought or anything. Right. So I used to tell my nephew all the time that I was going to take some of his stuff, and he'd be like, nah, you can't take it. I'm like, all right, I'll buy it from you. And he's like, what? No, it's like not for sale. I'm like, nah, I'll just pay for it. I'll buy it. And he's like, no, it's not for sale though. And I'm like, yeah, but everything's for sale. And he would lose his mind because all of a sudden he would start like computing like, oh my God, people have money and they buy things and he's going to buy my shit. And he would freak out.
You weren't even going to buy my kid. You're just going to take it.
Yeah. I actually made my son cry the other night, and I did not mean to. We play on the bed all the time before bed. Like, I'll get him up there and toss him around the pillows and stuff. And he loves dinosaurs right now. So when I go, what's that? And he looks at me. He's not even 2. And I go, is there a dinosaur under the bed? Is there a dinosaur coming to get us? Is it done? He's like, what, Mom? And now he won't even go in our room.
Oh, really?
Like the other day he walked by and looked at my wife and he goes, dinosaur. And pointed under the bed. He thinks there's dinosaurs under there.
My kid thinks there's sharks under ours.
Idiots.
Kids are so dumb.
So dumb.
So dumb. What's been going on with you, Jay? I'm putting your sunglasses.
This is how you conduct interviews? What's been going on with you? What are you, Byron Allen?
Jay, I hear you have. I hear you have a funny story about a cell phone. What are you, Byron Allen? I'll kick you off the show right now.
What do you think about those prescriptions?
They were prescription. They fucked me up. I didn't realize you had such shitty eyesight.
Check this out. Prescription. Do you have
Talking
eyes?
prescription sunglasses right
eyes,
now.
and I have glasses.
Okay. So I went in and with my eye insurance. See, there you go. I had already had glasses, but I had to go get a new prescription filled. And they said, oh, with your insurance, you get 80% off a pair of glasses, and then you get 50% off a second pair of glasses. And I already had, see, those are nice.
Those are nice.
I already had glasses, So I go, you know what? Why don't I just get prescription sunglasses at 80% and 50% off? And I walked out of there with 2 dope pairs of sunglasses that are prescription, playa.
This is a story you tell on an interview?
That's what I've been up to. People all of a sudden, what? Giving people
what he's
life
up to,
hacks?
man.
Giving life hacks? I had oral surgery recently.
Really?
Yeah, you ever had mouth surgery?
No.
What'd you have?
Wisdom teeth.
Yep. How old? Were you young?
I think I was a freshman in high school.
Okay. This is what I just had out. All of them.
All 4 wisdom teeth?
I had an infection in a tooth that's in front of the wisdom tooth, okay? And it got infected. And then the back one was infected. Mine are all impacted. So the guy basically had to take out that tooth, and he's like, why don't I take out all your wisdom teeth and that tooth? And then I got a bone graft. But I mean, I was in the emergency room for like 4 hours in 9-10 pain and just like waiting and waiting
Really?
and waiting. Yeah. And then they just Novocained it and then blew up my whole mouth. It was like literally a 3-week process. I still got to go back and get an implant and all that stuff.
They put you to sleep, though.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
I came out on fire.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah. Into the elevator, there's like an old woman. I just grab her. She's like 86, and I go, "Come on, I need you." And my wife is like dying. She goes, "Oh, he's on drugs." And I look at her. I go, "I'd be doing this anyway."
I had a tooth pulled at the free clinic when I first moved to town.
God.
It was the worst.
This is what road comics have to do: is go to free clinics.
Went to the free clinic, and this dentist was there. It must have been his community service because he didn't want to be there. And he walks in, he's like, "So what's wrong today?" And I'm like, "You tell me. You're the dentist. Take a look in there." He's like, "I don't have time for this. What's wrong?" I'm like,
Oh,
shit."
man.
I'm like, "I have a really bad toothache." And he looks in, and he goes, "All right, we're gonna have to pull that tooth." So he just
looked at it and said that.
shot me one thing of Novocaine, got basically pliers.
Yeah.
Gripped it, pulled it out, didn't sew it, gave me like a thing of gauze and said, "Bite down on that, change it every half hour," and left.
Oh my God! Did you ever get it replaced?
No, it was a wisdom tooth.
Oh, okay.
Dentistry in the Congo. But
I kept the
You
tooth.
sit on a folding chair and
I kept the tooth and it had,
roots?
the grips from the.
Yeah,
Andy
yeah.
put his foot up on the chair to pull
Oh
it
yeah,
out.
man! It's no
To
joke.
pull it
when they have
out,
to
he
pull
put his
teeth.
foot up on the chair and just like, "Yay!"
That's the thing. You had no insurance. I take it.
Oh yeah, no.
Have you ever had to do anything with no insurance?
um,
Because you're a comedian
Yeah.
with. I had to do STD.
Oh no, really?
An STD.
What happened? How did you get that?
From an ex.
Oh,
Stay away. Once you close that door, don't open it back up.
well,
I
you can't spell sex without X, buddy.
Oh,
Ugh.
good point.
Yeah,
And nothing like breakup sex. Sex with a girl that you used to be with,
Yeah.
That's why me and my wife will role play it once in a while. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Get back in here. And I had to go to a clinic and get the STD
Hey,
test.
save it for my kid. He loves that humor.
Yeah, I'll bring it. Let's bring it in here. See if Regan wants it. And then I had to go to a clinic and get tested. Luckily, my friend was a urologist.
Right.
And I just called her. I'm like, hey, this is what's going on. She's like, all right, I'll write you 2 prescriptions. Go get them. I've had illegal prescriptions done for me a couple times.
Really?
That time, well, no insurance. I never had health insurance.
Wait, what did you have though?
I don't know. I never got diagnosed.
Oh, she gave you penicillin or whatever?
No, it wasn't penicillin. It was like, I don't know what these 2 things were. I took them for like 7 days, then went back to the clinic, got tested, clear.
Okay.
Then
you
went
knew
to-
you had an STD, but you don't
yeah.
know what it was.
Yes. Yeah. I don't need to get into like the symptoms.
Yeah.
But they weren't
hold on.
good.
Let's get a notepad. Yeah.
But then the other time I got the flu and I got real. I've never been sick. Like all through growing up, I was never sick once. I never missed a day of school that I wasn't skipping. And I got sick and I had no insurance and like I was going on like 4 days. And I had a friend who was a nurse and she's like, all right. And she snagged a shot of penicillin out of the ER.
What?
And came over to my house and she's like, all right, she's like, yeah, you definitely are in bad shape. I'm going to just give you a shot of penicillin. I go, all right. And she's like, you know where I have to give this to you, right? I'm like, yeah. In the butt, right? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right. She's like, you're okay with that? I'm like, well, like not directly in my asshole, right? And she's like, no. And I'm like, all right, then fine, let's do it. And it was unbelievable. Have you ever done penicillin?
I probably have.
Yeah.
I snorted it once.
No, you didn't. It was the greatest drug I've ever had in my
Really?
life. It
Why?
took that flu and beat the shit out
Really?
of it. Yeah. And literally in like 4 hours, I was ready to go.
Wow. I don't go to doctors.
All right.
It's my Warren Zevon approach to life. See how
Yeah,
well
man.
that
I had
turned out for him.
appendicitis.
Appendicitis?
Yeah.
That hurt?
Yeah.
Wait, did they take it out?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was.
That's hardcore.
I'm surprised more people don't die from that. Because
they
all it
used
is
to.
a stomach ache. You have a really bad stomach ache, and you do everything in your power to remedy a stomach ache, and then finally you just go, I gotta go to the doctor. I gotta go to the hospital.
Huh.
But you don't want to go to the hospital because they're like, look at Mr. Tummy Ache. It's like, but then
So much tummy hurt.
There was- you were-
Most insecure thing I've ever heard in my
But then-
life.
That's the guy that pulled your tooth would have been
the
like,
minute they tell you,
hurt?"
the minute they tell you, oh, you got appendicitis, you're like, thank God I have it.
Fucking right I
that's
do.
Right.
That I do, bitch.
Leave it in, motherfucker.
Yeah, and they gave me Dilaudid.
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's the stuff that killed Michael Jackson, right?
Man, no, he was on propofol.
Oh, okay.
But I heard my buddy Sickler was just on Dilaudid.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's like
no joke.
someone pours hot honey over top of you. It's just that the pain goes away and you're just
floating,
it's just
Oh, that sounds nice.
it was really
Yeah.
nice.
I had kidney
You
stones.
only get one appendix though.
That's what Sickler just had.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had kidney stones before I was heading out to Denver to do shows.
Oh,
And it happened on like Monday. And I was like, oh, man. And then they went away. I passed them or whatever. And I was like, I don't want to be on a plane and have them come back. Or I don't want to be in Denver in the middle of nowhere and have them come back. That was the worst.
yeah, I
But
bet.
I did.
So
my
what'd you do?
shows.
You passed him before you left?
Yeah, I have. Knock on wood. I think I've told the story on here before. I can pass them myself without going to the. I've had them like two or three times,
What?
and they're very mild, and it's only like really shitty for like a half hour. And just when I'm about to like call 911, it's like, oh, all right, I'm starting to feel
So
better.
then Sickler was a little bitch that you were talking about with the tummy ache because
Look, I'm a rarity. I am a rarity. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, when I went back to the doctor, and I usually go to the doctor the next day, to get checked out. And the doctor said, dude, you have insurance. Go to the hospital, take a bunch of drugs, and watch movies next time this happens. Don't sit at home and do it yourself.
yeah, of course. And then you get sympathy from your wife and you're not doing anything.
Yeah,
It's tight.
that's tight. So what have you been up to, Jay? We'll be back with medical talk after this.
There's nothing worse than being on the road though and being sick. Like when you're doing shows and you're just deathly sick.
Yeah, no. Well, that's the thing that people forget. You have no comforts when you're on the road. So all you do is you look for shitty food.
Yeah.
You look for horrible TV. You look for booze.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just what you do.
But a lot of times you're like not even like I said wherever the condo is, there's no stores around.
Oh, no.
So you're trying to medicate yourself with anything that's at the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, exactly. What
it's-
is your go-to 7-Eleven pick? I have mine.
Dude, what is it?
It's the tuna sandwich on wheat. They have them. They're like super packed up and they're super soft. People get shady on them, but just check the date. You're good. And then I'll get like a raspberry Snapple iced tea, and then it's either going to be a half can of sour cream and onion Pringles, sour cream and onion Fridays potato skins, pizzeria combos.
Oh yeah.
Okay, or French onion sun chips, and then I'll get either like a Twix or a Kit Kat or a 1,000 Grand bar. That's like when I was on the road and doing exactly
Right,
that.
yeah.
That's my go-to to come back to. Boom! I get a little bit of everything. Sports Center goes on.
Yeah.
I'm feeling your pizzeria combos, man. That's an
those
East
are
Coast
tight,
thing,
bro.
I love combos. You have combos on the West Coast?
They're here.
They're here, yeah.
They are? Okay.
They're everywhere.
Really? I don't eat that crap
7-Eleven's
anymore.
the same.
I haven't stepped into 7-Eleven in I don't know how long.
You eat pretty good.
Yeah, I eat really healthy.
Yeah.
Even on the road,
How
I eat
long?
really healthy. I've been a vegetarian for almost 20 years.
You're a vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you tell me that before? You want to get out of here?
I know, but what reason? Is it because you like animals, or you just you think it's good for your
Because
health?
I'm this age and I'm looking this good. Yo.
Yeah, you do look good.
All right.
It's not the surfing.
What?
Don't look at my stomach, you fuck. Prince Fielder's a vegetarian.
Who's that?
Of course, you don't know sports. Cecil Fielder's son. He weighs like 270.
He's huge.
Oh, does he play also?
Yeah, he jacks homers and he batted.
Yeah, but baseball's like fishing, man. You don't have to be in shape.
No.
Are you out of your mind?
I've seen a lot of fat baseball players.
Can you name the only baseball player that's also who's in the Hall of Fame, who's also in the fly fishing Hall of Fame? Probably can't.
Hold on.
You don't even know sports. How are you?
But my brother's a fly fisherman guide up and down the Yellowstone.
So he might have mentioned this to you one
Yeah,
time
yeah.
in passing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what. Raleigh Fingers.
No, do you know?
I don't, but I want to say
He's also.
I want to say catfish hunter. Not just because of catfish, but I think he looks like a guy that would be fly fishing.
No, Ted Williams. No big deal. You don't even know who Ted Williams is?
Oh.
Black?
Boston.
No.
No.
Greatest
Who am
city
I
to ever
thinking?
live.
His head's in a
They
cryogenic.
decapitated his head, and it's
What?
frozen somewhere like in Arizona.
You're talking about Walt Disney.
No,
Is he the same too?
That's what they say, but
Can we talk about Earth 2.0? Do you even know about this?
No. Wait, hold on. There's a frozen head.
Yeah, there's a number of them, dude. It's no big deal.
you have the ability to either freeze your head or freeze your whole body. It's cheaper to freeze your head, so they think that by the time that science comes around, you'll be able to reattach your head, and then
You have like a brand new body with a super old head. This guy looks like shit, but damn, he can run.
he looked like that guy in those airplane magazines that's real buff, but he's really old.
Oh yeah, that creepy old guy on late night television.
Yeah, the in-flight magazine guy. Yeah,
He's got a ripped body of a 22-year-old. He looks like your grandfather from the neck up.
right.
Exactly.
It's all because he inversion. You ever seen that guy? Have we seen that commercial?
No, I haven't seen the
Fucking
inversion.
great.
What, where you hang yourself upside down?
Yeah, but he invented this one where you get in and you lean back and he hangs upside down and he says, "I feel great," like this. And at the very end, to show that he feels great, he decides to jump, and he literally has an 1.5-inch vertical leap. It's the funniest thing in the world. But he's really like showing, look what I can do, and he's like, just stay on the ground. But
These are the things you investigate when you're on the road.
Oh, I know, man.
exactly.
Have you guys ever done to a sensory deprivation tank?
No.
Another thing.
What? You did that?
Yeah, you can do it in Venice.
Where?
But like, I did it in Venice
Uh-huh.
because Joe Rogan's a huge fan of it.
Right.
And then Rory Scovel heard about it because
Right.
he was on the road, and he came back and was like, "Hey, we should go to this. I heard about this." And so we went to it, and you get in a tank. There's no light. It's pitch black. There's no sound. And you get into warm, salt water, so you float. You know what I mean? You can float,
Yeah, yeah.
and you dip your ears back in it, and you just stay in there, and you meditate, and you don't know. You have no sense of time. You have no sense of anything.
Right. Is it just salt water? Is there anything else?
High density salt water.
Oh, high
you know?
I missed that part.
It's not like there's Morton's in there. You know what I mean?
Kind of like,
How long were you in there?
I was in there 45 minutes.
You just see colors and
Did you enjoy it?
You try
or
to
was it-
meditate. No, for me, it was a little like it was. I mean, I feel like maybe it's something you get into, but it was just like forcing it a little bit for me. I was just like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. It was all right, but I didn't do it again.
Then you didn't see colors or anything like that?
Yeah, maybe I saw colors. I don't know why.
You didn't change your life?
Are you watching Making a Murderer?
I am. I'm on episode 4, so don't ruin it.
Okay,
I watched episode 1.
okay.
Right.
I'm on episode 8, but you're like the cops being like, "You sure you didn't see colors? That's not something. Tell me you saw colors."
Like colors.
But
like,
you saw colors?
You had colors?
No, I didn't see it. Purple. Tell me you saw purple. Literally how these guys...
Yeah, it's so terrible. It's so
crazy.
like, and my wife was like, I don't like this. I don't like the way they're playing it out. It's like a reality. And then like episode 4, she's like, "Oh my God, this is the best."
Dude, no lie.
What?
My wife, the same thing. She goes from, we're watching it, and she'll just be sitting there. And this is, I don't know if it's because we're comedians and we pay attention to everything, but like she'll sit there and text or like answer an email like while the show's on, and then be done with it and look, and she's like, "Oh my God, look at this." And I'm like, "What are you talking? You just were now you need to shout in disapproval of it. Just shut up." I'm fine with it. Just watch.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see the rest of it.
Oh, wait till
Don't.
here's another thing. On the road, do you see movies?
I always tell myself I'm going to, and I don't.
Because you have to go to matinees.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You? Are you a big movie guy? Yeah.
I binge watch Netflix when I go on the road.
That just means you're in the hotel.
Yeah.
You know what I did last time I was on the road? Second to last time I was on the road? Had a weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I had been pitching a TV idea, and I sold it, and they were like, but waiting, like they were just like waiting for questions. And my agent says to me, he's like, "Well, did you write the script on this?" And I'm like, "No, why? Should I?" And he's like, "No, it's okay." And I'm like, "Wait, are you telling me I should have a script written?" He's like, "No, I'm just saying it'd be better if you did. It's not a big deal." I'm like, "All right." Next day, got up, ordered room service. It was one of those gigs.
Fancy.
It was a room service.
Wow.
It was. Have you done in Coronado Island Laugh Factory?
Oh, no. Not yet.
Dude, it's like a resort.
Yeah.
They have room service. You're
been
in
on
a
the island.
suite. Yeah. They give you get paid, then they give you a per diem that you can spend every day.
What?
There's a Starbucks there. So I literally got room service for breakfast, sat at the desk and wrote for 4 hours straight and wrote the pilot. then hopped in the pool, came back, showered, and then went out to dinner on the property before I went to my show. I felt fucking amazing.
Gee, man, that's the kind of gig that people think we do every night of the week.
Yes.
No,
That's the kind of
course.
gig.
Yeah.
Those are the gigs that keep you in the game.
Right.
That's, if you've constantly got, these shit gigs, bang, where you're just getting it knocked out of you, you would never continue. You're like, where's the
payoff?
Yeah.
Where's the fun?
No, I know. Well, that's the one. Let me tell you what the payoff was. Here's the deal, though. Unbelievable setup. The shows sucked.
Oh, really?
Sucked. I mean, it was like you're at a resort, and you're not like George Lopez. That's who's drawing there.
It's probably a bunch of rich people.
Yeah, it was crazy town.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It just was not.
I would think like some of the locals that live on that island would like come see the show.
No, it's like, and you looked at every week, it was like George Lopez, Kevin Nealon, like huge names. I was a fill-in. They called me like 3 weeks before, like, hey, can you do this? And I was like, yeah. And, the best thing was just getting away from like the kids. Like I'd be like, oh, I could sleep in and not worry about it. But then I wrote that thing and it was ended up being the best. But I saw Hateful Eight.
Right.
This was going to be my whole movie thing. And I have a gag I like to do to people where like I pretend I'm on the phone and I'll start talking about the person that's right next to me, but I do it loudly. You know what I mean? I do something like that. So I'm with this guy and we go into the bathroom before we're going to go see the movie, and Kurt Russell's in the movie. So we go in and there's like tons of dudes using urinals. So I just pull out my phone. I'm like, hey man, we just left. It sucked, dude. Kurt Russell died in the first 15 minutes. All right, I'll call you later. And then I left, hoping that he hear it and be like, oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. And everyone else can be like, what the fuck? What? Right. Trying to pee. And so we get outside. I'm talking to one of the other guys I'm with, and this dude comes out like pissed. Steaming. Right. And he just walks up to us and we're like, what's going on? He's like, fucking guy just ruined the movie in there. Some guy I'm not going to tell you guys, I don't like total spoiler alert right before the fucking movie, dude. I'm pissing. Guy drops this thing and I go, dude, that was me, bro. And he goes, what? I go, yeah, Kurt Russell, 15 minutes. And he goes, oh, dude, I was so mad. I was like, I got to finish to see who this fucking guy is. But that's the kind of shit you got to do to entertain yourself.
That's hilarious. That's ballsy. That dude could turn around and
any of those people.
Somebody will F you up, man.
But that's what you do. You just walk, like when there's a huge movie and everyone's waiting in line, you just walk down past the line on the phone like you don't even see them. No, dude, whole movie sucked. And then drop a spoiler alert that's not true.
I did a gig, what was it, last night, 2 nights ago, and it was late, but it wasn't late, like so late that I couldn't stop by the bar and have a drink and then go to bed. You know what I mean? So I stopped by the bar, and it's a bar around the corner from my house, and I had a drink, and I know the bartender's there. And
wait a minute. Over here?
Yeah, that dive over there.
Yeah, dude. That place, I've always wanted to go there.
Yeah, that place smells always.
Don't they have like dancing and stuff?
No, it's called dining. No, dancing and cocktails is
they're
and there's no dancing at all. And cocktails is a strong word. And it always smells like deviled eggs.
Do they have deviled eggs?
No.
Oh.
It's disgusting, dude.
So it smells like your car.
And I went there, and there were 3 guys talking about Making of a Murderer or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah.
And the guy's like, and I went, whoa! Some of us haven't seen it. Some of us are on episode 4. And the dude, you would have thought I just insulted his daughter. Like he stopped and looked at me and just glared at me. I said, I can move to the other side of the bar. And I picked up my drink and I walked around the other side of the bar.
That guy was pissed.
He was pissed. Well, he's telling the whole thing loudly.
Yeah.
He's pulling a Jay Larson to actually somebody, though.
But he was doing it for reals.
Yeah, for reals.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. You got a story you wanted to tell us.
I have a couple.
Somebody's kidnapping my child out there.
I think it might be your wife.
Okay.
Your wife.
I don't think anyone could kidnap your child.
Yeah.
It'd have to be Lawrence Taylor.
Who? LT, come on, he played for the Giants.
son.
I grew up in Jersey. I'm not that much.
Cocaine.
Right? LT was Giants, right?
Yeah, he was Giants.
No. My go-to football reference is Terrell Owens.
What do you mean?
If I ever need a punchline for with an athlete, it's Terrell Owens.
Just say Terrell Owens and you think that
Say
fits?
T.O.?
Yeah, no, just say Terrell Owens.
All right.
I used to do a joke about my wife wearing a nose strip to bed, and I said it was like going to bed with Terrell Owens.
There you go.
Bam. But didn't he?
Are you a sports guy?
Did he retire like 20 years ago or something?
Not 20, but
He's retired.
he is
I
retired.
have to update that reference if I ever do that joke again.
You should. It's stupid too because that guy's the third best wide receiver to ever play the game, and everyone just looks at him like a joke because he was such a little bitch and would complain all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because of the cocaine?
No, he didn't do cocaine. That was Lawrence Taylor. He was like a physical specimen, T.O. He'd held a press conference in his front yard doing sit-ups with no shirt on.
You know what he couldn't do? Breathe through his nose because he wore a nose strip.
He was getting the most out of everything he had. He was an overachiever, man.
Getting all that oxygen in.
Yeah, okay.
To get the machine to run.
So that's the only real. And every once in a while, I'll use the phrase "call an audible."
Call an audible, yeah.
And other than that, zilch. And when Gary and I used to co-host Bill Engvall's radio show.
Oh, yeah.
And when Bill wasn't there, Gary get pissed because he couldn't talk about baseball.
I couldn't talk baseball.
Who's your team? Dodgers?
Angels.
Angels, really?
Yeah.
Angels.
Who's your team?
The Red Sox.
Yeah.
They play at Foxborough?
God.
No, they play at Fenway Park, dude. The greatest ballpark in the history
San
of
Francisco?
baseball. No, please. Wait a minute. You're just upset because Dave Henderson hit a home run off Donnie Moore?
No. I'm not upset at all. I would tell you right now.
Donnie Moore was. He killed himself over it.
Johnny Moore killed himself?
After
I
Dave
would go to
Henderson
the
hit a home run
games.
off him.
I was lucky enough. Engvall had season tickets, box seats, and I got to go to a lot of games, and I got to see a lot of the fans from the other teams. And the Red Sox fans were the biggest dicks.
Why?
They were worse than
There's more
New
Red
York.
Sox
They were
fans
worse
there.
than Yankee fans. Here's the thing: Yankee fans is like, yeah, we beat you. Red Sox fans are like, we fucking beat you. They're like in your face about it. I
too
was
bad.
like, yeah. It was,
I'm not like that.
No.
No, I mean,
I just like to
every
go see
team
a
has
game.
that.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
every
of course.
team has idiot.
You know what's
fans
funny is
and
I used to
stuff, so.
shit on Yankee fans to people because I went to Yankee Stadium one time and I was there with my friend Robin who didn't know anything about baseball, and David Ortiz was up, and I go, oh, David Ortiz. I was just like filling her in on everything. I'm like, the best. This guy's the best clutch hitter in all of baseball. And this guy turns around and goes, you think he's better than Alex Rodriguez? And I go, as far as clutch ball players go, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I think he much definitely is. And he goes, you're out of your mind. And I'm like, you're delusional. And then boom, David Ortiz hits a home run. And I go, pretty clutch, bro. And I was like clapping, you know? And I had this like talk with someone like about Red Sox fans versus Yankee fans. And I'm like, dude, Yankee fans are freaking animals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this guy goes, my friend went to a Red Sox game with a Yankee hat on and someone ripped it off her and lit it on fire. And I was like, all right, that's maybe that's not the best.
Maybe we have a winner here.
just like if
maybe discussion over.
Yeah, maybe I don't even want to get into that. But yeah, that's too bad.
But Angel fans, we're the biggest pansies in the
In-
world
oh, yeah.
of anything.
Yeah.
I mean, people give up their box seats when they're playing the Red Sox because they can
sell it for
they can sell them for like
Oh, really?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not pansy. That's smart.
No,
Well,
it's not. It's
that-
pansy.
It
That's
is.
smart.
It's a Disney
You should
ballpark,
go
and they had
to-
a monkey that was their rally monkey.
That's the
Oh,
worst,
that was
but
the rally
it's-
monkey? I thought that was the
Yeah.
Dodgers.
Their center fielder was a punter in college, Darren Ernsted. He was also like all American punter at Nebraska.
I was going to say our center field now is Mike Trout.
Oh, Mike Trout is
he's
a
the
stud.
best.
I would have his
The
baby.
best.
I saw you too at that.
He is
venue.
the real deal, baby.
He is, man.
I saw you too at Angel Stadium.
Right out in center field, probably.
That's cool.
I don't know. You're fucking boring me to sleep over here with this fucking baseball talk.
So one time I was doing a road gig in New York.
New York,
New York, you ever been?
upstate or city?
No, the city.
Okay.
But it was like one of those gigs. I'm like, oh, I'll just stay at my buddy's house and I'll just see if I can get per diem for the hotel. You know what I mean? You ever done that?
No, just explain.
Like,
it.
you know, like a club
Yeah,
puts
a
you
club
up in a
will- yeah.
hotel and you're like, oh, I don't need the hotel. Let's see if we can get money on that side
Oh, okay.
instead of getting the hotel. So I was just staying with my buddy. So I roll in, I go see him. He lives on like the Lower East Side. And I go meet him in the afternoon. And the gig was like 2 nights away, but I was doing like, and I was like, oh, I'll do other shows for that gig. It was like, I was doing like some corporate gig.
Right.
Which are the best. People hate them. I've had bad corporates and good corporates. This was good. I was like literally hosting an event and got paid crazy money for. I'm like, guys, anytime you want me to come back.
Do you have to wear a suit?
Yeah, had to wear a tux.
Oh, a tux.
Tux.
Do you have to rent it?
Yeah.
Or they rent it for you?
No, I rented it.
All right.
But it was like $120. I came up from DC, rented in DC, took the train up, stayed at my buddy's, did a show in Brooklyn that night, stayed at his house, did the gig the next night, went out to dinner with him, went back to DC. So I'm there, and that night, the night before, I'm doing a show in Brooklyn, and so I go to see him beforehand. He gives me a key to the front of the building, key to his place. I go to Brooklyn to go do the show. Then I'm coming back to see him. We're going to go out to dinner, right? So I get back. It's about 11:15. Go in the building, go up one flight of stairs, down the hall, up a flight of stairs, down the hall. There he is, apartment 8. Get to the door, and the key to the door doesn't work. So he gave me the right key downstairs. It was just the wrong key upstairs. So I knock on the door because it's the wrong key, you know? And like all my friends, I don't know about you guys, but any friend I have who's not a comedian thinks they're a comedian. And he comes to the door and he's like, who is it? You know, and I'm like looking through the people and I'm like, it's me, dude. Open the door. The key's not working. He goes, nobody home. And I go, all right, dude. I open the door, man. Come on. And like this couple comes by like with groceries and I'm like, how you doing? Like, I trust me. I know him. And I'm like, come on, dude. This is ridiculous. The key's not working. Like I'm holding him. He's like, go away. No one's here. So I kicked the door a couple times. Like, let's go, dude. Come on. I'm not, like, let's go.
This is
eat.
late at night, right?
It's 11:15.
Right.
So then I sit there and I'm just like, all right, let me just let him enjoy his moment. He and his girl are probably like laughing about it. So I just sit back and I wait like 30 seconds and I'm like, I'll wait 30 seconds and then I'll knock and be like, come on, like you got it. 30 seconds, I wait, and then I hear him making a fake phone call, kind of like I like to do.
Yeah.
And he's going, there is man at my door. He has key. He's kicking door in. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, this is stupid now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not buying that you're calling the cops right now. And he's like, you must come now. He's kicking. He has key. Now, I have certain Jason Bourne-like instincts as a comedian. And when I remember coming up there that day with my bags, I went upstairs, down the hallway, up the stairs. The banister there, I remember like putting my hand on it and taking the corner, and it was like a loose banister top.
Right.
And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, what if I'm in the wrong building? Like, what's the chances I'm just in the wrong building? I'm like, go check that banister top, and if it's not loose, you're in the wrong building. So he's doing his police call thing. I just walk down, check the banister, not loose.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh, shit. And it's like, I'm not afraid. I don't know why I would be afraid of him.
Right.
But it's just like, I'm in the wrong place. I'm not supposed to be there. It was just scary. So I sprinted down the stairs, down the hallway. And as I'm about to go down the second set of stairs, I hear his door like opening. And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, like you're like in the dark and your friends start running.
Right.
So I get outside and I look at the building, and right next to this door front is another door front. They're both painted red. It's the same thing. I'm like, oh my God. Go with the key. Works. Worked in both doors.
That's the weirdest part, that the key worked in both doors.
I'll get to it.
Oh.
I know.
Oh,
it is
really?
weird.
Okay.
So I go sprint up the stairs, down the hallway, sprint up the stairs, down the hallway. Key in the door, works, opens it up. I'm out of breath. My buddy's there, and I come barreling in like Kramer, and he's like, what's going on? I'm like... You're not going to believe what just happened. And he's like, what is going on? I'm like, dude, I just went to the wrong apartment. And he goes, what apartment did you go to? It's 8. I'm like, I went to 8. And he goes, what are you talking about? I'm like, in the building next door. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, dude. And there's some old guy in there. I don't know if he's Russian or Yugoslavian, but there's some old dude. And he called the cops on me because I was kicking his door in. He goes, why were you kicking his door? I'm like, because I thought it was you, you fucking jackass. And I go, and he goes, no way. And I go, dude, I'm telling you, I was kicking the door. I was like yelling to him, like to cut the shit. I had a key. I'm waving the key in the keyhole. And he's like, no way, dude. We go into his bedroom and we look out the window. This girl's in there. Two cruisers out front with the lights spinning.
Really?
So he called the cops.
Yeah.
And they showed up, and now they're losing it. We're dying. They're laying on the bed. We're rolling around. And I go, how did the key work? And he's like, I don't know. He goes like, you know what? The super for our building is the super for that building. He might just have all the same keys to make it easier. You know what I mean? Like it might just be the same lock on both buildings, right? So I'm like, I don't know, man, whatever. He's like, well, let's just wait for the cops to leave and then we'll go eat. And I was like, all right. So the cops leave. We walk down the street, go to this place called Little Frankie's. Shout out to Little Frankie's, one of my favorite restaurants.
It's one of our sponsors.
Yep. Thank you so much, Little Frankie's. Check them out at Sauce, Little Frankie's, Frank, and Supper. He's got 4 spots. And he does this spaghetti limone that I love. So I get the spaghetti limone. And then...
Wait, what's limone? I'm Italian. I should know this.
Spaghetti limone, all he does is you cook the spaghetti, and then in the pan, he puts butter and then squeezes 1 lemon like a half a lemon.
Oh, limone. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the half a lemon he leaves in there, and then he like whips it like super fast so it emulsifies into like a creamy sauce, and then just covers the shit out of it Parmesan. It's super simple
sounds good,
and
man.
super amazing. A little pasta water in there too.
Okay,
thicken
great.
it.
I love hey, wait a minute, I'm Italian, but you don't know what limone is?
Didn't he play for the Dodgers?
Anyone who's not Italian, who Johnny Lamone?
Johnny Lamone.
One of the best first basemen in Dodger history, man. So, yeah, the spaghetti limone. We're drinking whiskey, talking about how hilarious that I went in there, just catching up. I get the panna cotta. He does a nice vanilla panna cotta, which I love.
Wait a second.
Great.
I'm Italian. What's panna cotta?
Panna cotta. It's like flan. So
I know what panna cotta
it's
is.
like 12:45 now. Maybe 12:45, almost 1, and the bartender who we know is like, "Hey guys, the kitchen is closing. Do you want anything?" I'm like, "Yeah, let me get another spaghetti limone." So I get another spaghetti limone because I'm trying to eat well, as healthy as well, and I'm vegetarian. And we have a couple more
Lemons are
whiskeys.
vegetarian. Lemons are
Lemons are vegetarian. Get back to his place at 1:30 in the morning. Okay, and it's summertime, so we're out front. He's smoking a cigarette. We're calling our buddy down in Atlanta to catch up. We're drunk. So his back is to the building. I'm facing him while he's on the call smoking a cigarette, and he's like swaying back and forth, and we're talking like to our buddy. He's on the phone, but I'm telling him things to say. He's telling me things back. And all of a sudden, as like he's swaying, like when he would come to his left over his right shoulder, I just saw this like little dude in like a white t-shirt and like big bottle cap glasses and like slicked back like salt and pepper hair. But he was short and stocky, you know what I mean? And I was like, what the fuck is this guy? The guy's just staring at me, like ready to fight. And like must have been in his 60s, maybe 70s, just staring at me. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy's deal? And I'm a little drunk, so I'm like just looking at him. And then Jason would pop into frame and I'd be like, oh yeah. And then I'd see him again. I'm like, what is this guy's deal? And then like I'm hearing the voice of that guy behind the door and it just fits this guy's description.
Oh, it's that guy behind the door.
I don't know,
Okay.
but it looks who I heard behind the door, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, and I look at Jason, I'm like, I think that's the guy. And he's like, what? I'm like, I think that's I'm wearing the same thing I had on before, you know what I mean? If I am the guy and he is the guy, he's looking at me like, oh, this is the dude. And I mean, it's late, dude. It's like 1:30, 1:45. So Jason gets off the phone, and the guy's literally 15 feet away from me. And I go, should I go say something? He goes, yeah, you got to. So I walk right up to him and I go, hey man, you live in apartment 8? Which is a little creepy if it is him. You know what I mean? Like, who's coming there with like, and if I was the guy, and now I'm asking him again, and he doesn't say anything. He just looks at me and I go, do you know me? Was I at your door earlier? I had the key trying to get into your place. Like, even creepier if it's him. He doesn't say anything. Now, I have to hear him say something if I'm going to know that it's him. You know what I mean?
Because he has such a distinct voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything. Just stares at me. I look at Jason. I'm like, dude, do you believe this? Like, now I'm talking like the guy's not even there. And I go, bro, apartment 8, remember me? I was at your door like 2 hours ago. Now I'm just assuming it's him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just telling him he's the guy. The guy says nothing. I turn to Jason. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And as I turn to Jason, this guy just bolts across the street, goes down to First Avenue, and then crosses the street and goes in like a pizza place. And I look at Jason. I'm like, dude, what is going on? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, should we wait? And he's like, yeah, we got to wait. We got to wait for him to come back. So like we just hang out there. He's having cigarettes. 15 minutes later, my buddy Jason goes, dude. And the guy is across the street, like in the shadows, like just hiding, like up against the fence behind a tree. And we're like, what is going on? And within 30 seconds of us seeing him, a cruiser pulls up and 2 cops get out of the car coming right at me.
Oh no!
Grabbing their batons, like their billy clubs or whatever, and I just start laughing and I go, "Pretty sure I know why you're here, guys." And they come out and I'm like, Now this guy comes over. He's standing with them. I'm like, "Did he call you? I tried to get into his apartment. I had a key. Did he tell you all that?" And the guys are like, "Yeah, what's going on?" I'm like, "Here's the deal, man." And my buddy Jason's like on it, and he's got his ID out with his address. And I'm like, "I went into the wrong building. They're both apartment 8. I went into his building thinking it's blah blah blah." And I think these cops must have been on the first call because they got like huge smiles on their face. And they're like thinking, because that guy was probably losing his shit. Little do they know it's just this drunk dude who's in the wrong building, And this guy was probably like thinking people coming to murder him.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
Not only was I trying to knock his door down with kick it in, I had a key. Like I had a key to his home. That's what he thinks. Like, who the fuck has a key to my home? And why is he telling me? So the guys turn to the guy and they explain it. He still hasn't said anything. And I goes, all right. And like, I'm looking at the guy. I'm like, you know what I mean? Is everything good? And the cops are like, yeah, you're good. I'm like, so I'm good to go? And they're like, yeah. And I look at the guy. I'm like, are you all right? Are we good? Doesn't say anything. And I'm like, all right. So Jason and I just like walk back. Like we're like kind of bummed. It was like such a letdown. And then the guy goes, let me ask you one question. Like, dude, it's something on Princess Bride, and we're like, yeah, dude. Like, we turn around, like, anything you want, you can ask. And he goes, did my landlord send you? And I was so, like, blown back and a little drunk. I wish I had said something different, but I was like, no, man. Like, first of all, no one's getting sent anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
What are we in Tombstone? No one's being sent. What do you? Why would someone be sent for you? And what kind of shady shit do you have going on?
Yeah.
That he would. And I said no, but like, I wish I had been like, you fucking know he did, and watch your fucking back, because he still thought something was going on.
What do you think he's running from?
I don't know, man.
Or
like,
hiding from?
I don't know if he's like trafficking.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or who knows? But I can just like picture him in there, like, living like a Tennessee Williams play in there, just like one table with a light and like four mixed matching chairs, and he's just sitting there like a tile floor with like a yellow fridge, and it's super hot in there.
Why was your first assumption trafficking?
I don't know. I think that happens a lot with the Eastern Bloc.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a pretty dark place.
Haven't you ever seen Taken?
Liam Neeson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson's?
Neeson's?
Is he Taken 2? Taken 3?
Yeah.
You ever seen that Key and Peele sketch
No.
with Liam Neeson's?
No.
It's like when they both play valets and they get like super excited. Like they're just being valets and they're like, you see that movie Taken? And then like one, but Taken though? But Liam Neeson's? Man, Liam Neeson's though. But like Taken? And like they just get fucking crazy excited about everything.
Here's something that you'd be surprised to find out about Murray. I love their football sketch with the names.
Oh my God, it's insane.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. They're great.
I don't like football.
You don't? You don't like sports at all?
No, I'm a big sports guy.
Your kid's going to get picked.
I know, totally. My kid's going to.
Murray's that guy at the Super Bowl party when the commercials come on. He's like,
Yeah, totally. And you're like, oh, Jesus.
No, I don't want to see any of my friends making money. That's another thing I hate on the road. Sitting in a crappy hotel.
Oh, my God.
Fucking Jamie Kaler's on some sort of Dodge commercial, or Mike Siegel, or, seeing all
Fuck
these.
that. They're on TV shows. People are hosting. 3 people that are comedians that we know were fucking presenting at the People's Choice Awards last night.
Who?
Chris D'Elia
Really?
presenting. Adam Devine presenting.
Oh, I didn't know
Adam Devine used to be the door guy at the Hollywood Improv
yeah.
back when you were headlining. I mean, I don't know who else was there, but those two. I'm sure Kumail Nanjiani was there. I'm sure TJ Miller was there.
Oh, yeah, TJ, definitely.
I mean, who else is better than us?
I don't watch
The list
those
is
shows.
long.
It's a long list. We don't have time.
I just follow. I'm going to have to stop get off Instagram because I see all people's shit, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Anyway.
That
All right.
story's anticlimactic, though, huh?
No, I like it.
I think it would have been great if he's staring at you. You can't tell if it's you, and he just pulls out a peephole and looks through it and goes, "Oh, it is him."
It is the guy. Is this the guy?
I can't really tell. And
Yeah, that's him.
Sets his phone to fisheye.
Looks just like him.
We got time for one more.
One more?
I thought you said you had 2. We don't have to.
No, I do. I think I've told it before, but it doesn't matter. We don't care.
Right. I should tell my listeners, we're also recording for something else also. So we're kind of doing a 2-in-1 thing here. So if I'm not chiming in a lot.
One,
why.
you're welcome. And 2,
to the listener, you're welcome.
And 3, you're done.
Alaska. Have you done Speaking
I
of
have done
Alaska.
Alaska.
You have?
Yeah.
Where?
I've done it twice. I've done a USO stuff up there.
Okay.
In the military bases, but then I did one run with Danny Villapondo, and we did
Look who's name dropping now.
Seriously.
we did Nome, Barrow, Ketchikan, and Anchorage, I think.
Were they good gigs?
No.
Were they like bar shows?
Bar gigs, yeah. The one in Nome was a bar gig, and Danny and I he'll headline one night, and then I'll headline the next night. So he went on that night first, and said to the people, did his set, and then he goes, "All right, let's bring on the next guy. Here's the thing: He's a very funny guy. You've seen him on this and this, but here's what you really need to know. He loves Jägermeister. Gary Brightwell, like this. And I kid you not, I don't have 2 jokes out of my head. 5 shots of Jägermeister.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Sure.
That's how you
All
do it.
they want to do is get you trashed.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All they wanted to do is give me salmon. They're like, give me salmon. I swear to God. They're like, anyone give you fish? And I'm like, no. They're like, I'll bring you some fish tomorrow. And they brought me fish to take home. I go up there with Freddie Lockhart, and we were doing this gig. And like, first thing we do, we get in, we land, and the pay wasn't great, but we heard it wasn't going to be great. We just heard they're going to treat you like family. So as soon as we get there, they're like, you guys ever had reindeer sausage? We're like, no, like, oh, we're taking you out right now. Take you out right now to breakfast. So they take us out to breakfast. We get back. We did a show that night. And normally there's like a condo above this bar that you stay in, but it was like the heat was out.
This isn't Chilcoots, is it?
I don't know.
Chilcoot Charlie's?
Might be.
Okay.
It's 2 nights.
Yeah.
Could be.
Isn't that in Kodiak?
I don't know.
I think this was in Anchorage.
Okay.
But so then like they usually stay above the bar, but there was no heat there, so they put us in a hotel. So we do the first night, go back to the hotel. Next day, they take us up in a Cessna.
Oh.
Okay. Where we do.
That's an airplane.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Where we do 0 gravity dives. You ever done those?
No.
I have done those.
I didn't know we were doing them. Freddie's up in the front on the headset. They both had headsets, not me. I'm just back there like videotaping out the window, and all of a sudden the plane goes up and then shoots down, and you can throw like a pencil in the air and it floats. There's like no gravity. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, guys.
Did you pass out at all?
No.
I passed out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love that they just started doing it, not telling me, and I could have passed
Yeah, I
out.
could have passed out.
The other thing the guy did, which was crazy, we were going through the mountains. It felt like we were in Star Wars because you're like going in and out of mountains. There was like a landing strip, and he went down to the landing strip but never landed just so we could see how fast we were going, and just went like by like houses and shit. And then they took us to a minor league hockey game, and then we did a show that night. But we had time before the show, so we were like, why don't we go to that condo and we'll just hang out and watch TV, and then we'll do the show, and then we can hang out at the condo afterwards and see if hoping we meet some chicks or whatever. So we do the show, we come upstairs, and this couple and her girlfriend come up with us. And they're like, oh, you guys want to smoke some weed? We're like, yeah, we'll smoke some weed with you. So they bring the weed up. We're all hanging out, smoking weed, no big deal. And the girl says to the husband, like, oh, we need to be getting home. You know, our daughter's at home. And we're like, oh, yeah, okay. And as we're talking to them about their kid, we just hear like the other woman just like banging on the table a little bit with like a lighter. And we look down, and like she looks like she's mashing up a piece of candy.
Oh, I know what she's doing.
Okay. Yeah. So like she's mashing up a piece of candy, and I'm baked, and I'm like, what's this chick just banging this piece of candy? You know, and I'm like kind of naive. And Freddie Lockhart goes, is that Coke? And I turn to him. I'm like, oh shit, is she about to do Coke right here? And she's like, no, it's Oxycontin.
Oh.
And I was just like, oh, what? Like I'm thinking like Oxy, that's like hardcore. And she's like, yeah. She's like, I'm just going to knock this out before I drive these guys home. And she just blew 2 lines of Oxy and then drove these people home.
I like how you're like Coke was fine, but Oxy was hardcore.
Well,
like,
I feel like
that's hardcore.
Coke doesn't come in a pill and then you snort it. Coke comes as Coke, and
Right.
you're a Cokehead. You're doing Oxy, that's like a different level. That's like something prescribed by doctors, and you're getting it, and then you're manipulating into a new way of doing it.
Yeah. Plus, you can just swallow it too.
Yeah,
Okay.
but she wanted it right to go to the head, man.
All right.
Take it to the head. That was all. That's just an interesting way to see Alaska, don't you think? I just
Isn't
think
it amazing though? Like so you go on these these gigs, and then you just meet random strangers, and you just, all right, let's go to your house. You don't know anything about them. I was in Florida with Blake Clark doing.
Another name drop.
That's all he does.
No, but we were just doing a club. We were doing, and so we did our shows, and then we went drinking afterwards, and we meet some people at the bar. They hadn't seen the show, but we're talking to them like, hey, we're going to go back to our place. Why don't you guys come with us? You guys are cool. We're like, oh, all right, cool. And we get in to rent a car, and we're driving, and then the guy was like, yeah, you got to make a left down here, and you make another left. Next thing you know, we're like on this dirt road in the Glades in Florida, and I'm like looking around going, I don't really, and we get out of the car, and there's like a house on stilts way in the corner with like one little flickering light, and I go, yeah, we're just gonna go inside here like this, and we start to walk, and I just went, are we to Blake, I go, are we doing this?
Right.
Are we going in with these people? And he goes, you don't think it's a good idea? And I go, no. And he goes, all right, let's go. And we just, something in my head was that, like, this doesn't feel fucking right.
No,
you know?
man,
Did
And
they even
just-
say anything when you turned?
No,
and
we were
bounced?
like, we're going to go.
then it
We just said,
definitely
we're going to
wasn't
go.
Yeah, there's definitely something
And
going down.
but it was like, was like, you think it's a bad idea? Like, yeah, you should have this. You're
should
in
think it's a bad
Nam, man. You should know this.
Plus, you're in Gator Country. I want to point that out.
Exactly.
You're in Gator Country. Guys, I want to thank you for coming by today.
Yep.
You're welcome. Thanks.
I
for having
appreciate
me.
it. Jay lives, I could see his house from my window.
That's not true.
Almost.
Almost
If there wasn't a hill there, I could see it.
true.
And I never see you. I don't see you enough.
I know, but it's kind of nice, don't you think?
Apparently, I like our friendship a little more than
I
you do.
guess so. No, this has been nice.
Plus, when you come over, you usually get a kick down for the baby.
Oh my god, this guy dials me in because his kid grows quicker than any other human being on earth.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Car seats, strollers. What do you need? I'm taking
Nice.
his bed today.
Nice.
You leave my kid's bed alone. No, we got some stuff in the garage if you want to take a look at it. Jay, where can we find you?
JayLarsonComedy.com, Jay Larson Comedy on all social media.
Awesome.
And the Crabfeast podcast every Tuesday. Check
Every
out
Tuesday. It's great.
thecrabfeast.com.
I love it. I had a great time on it. You got your listeners are amazing. I probably have a bunch of listeners from doing that. So what's
Yeah,
up, guys?
they're great fans. What's
Thanks
up,
for,
guys? Feasters.
Thanks for listening over here. Gary, where can we find you?
I'm at GaryBrightwellComedy.com and Gary_Brightwell Twitter at Gary_Brightwell.
Who's
Awesome.
got the other one? Who's got the one with
Some hump in England.
some hump?
I don't know. He's got like 4 tweets
wow.
and
What
a
a
picture
poor
of
guy.
his BMW X5. Is all it. That's all it is.
Yeah. You can have it for $500.
Yeah.
Everybody hit that guy up on Twitter and tell him to shake that address.
Yeah.
Kick
Yeah,
it
totally.
to you.
I don't need underscore in my life.
At Murray V on Twitter. Donation buttons up at roadstories.tv. The album's up there. If you donate, like I always say, if you're going to donate money, just buy the album.
Donate.
Get something back.
There you go.
You know?
People need to donate more.
And if you donate something big, let me know you'd like an album also. So let's say you want to donate $50. My album's only like 12 or 15. Donate $50. Say, hey, man, I'd love an album. Send it right
Murray
to you.
needs to buy something for his kid to later
Give to me.
to Jay.
You want to know about life on the road? It's
Booze, tacos, angry dwarfs, strippers waving guns, and fees, fights, canceled flights, running with the runs, and blacklists, bounce checks, great a bachelorette. Drunks in the front, making out through your set, and middle acts doing blow more, missing merch, and drive the rental car past another mega church, and juice skis, vagina fist, your cell phone is gone. One big Law and Order marathon.